Symptoms: stomach weight after a meal, pyrosis and fatigability, body temperature 37.4–37.5 in evenings. Diagnosis: chronic gastritis, acute condition. This is a mucous membrane. Scout molecules have just detected a heterogeneous agent. The information about it is processed and passed to the lymphocytes. Now it is time for central molecules to act. The information they have got from the lymphocytes is an alarm for them. The century tries to strip stranger from its independence with a suitable instrument, receptor, but it's too late. The mucous membrane inflames. Antibiotics and bactericidal preparations for 7 days are subscribed to the patient F. Gastritis is a widespread disease. The reasons are irregular nutrition, stresses, ecological situation. Gastritis means that stomach's mucous membrane swells and inflames. Isolated erosions are observed on epithelium. A lot of mucus with bile admixtures are observed in the stomach. While using pharmacotherapy, stomach weight has decreased a little. Pyrosis fits have been capped off. However, pains in bottom part of the stomach appeared, and they seem not to be connected with taking food. Phototherapy is recommended. The term phototherapy itself appeared at the end of the 19th century. However, it is certainly possible to claim that the healing nature of solar light attracted man from prehistoric times. At the dawn of mankind, our ancestors stretched their hands to a primitive bonfire, feeling the attraction of leaf-curled twinkling pieces. The Egyptians idolized the sun, and the Romans, who claimed light is life, enjoyed sunbeams in their celeria. And what is more, in the early 20th century, academician Apparin advanced a hypothesis that it is solar light that makes life on Earth possible. But let's return to man. This is a photon. It penetrates through the skin, influences the cell and makes it put into action its defense techniques that were established by the nature. These processes take place on the membrane level. The normal work of the organism depends on the condition of the membrane, its flexibility and viscosity. The end of the 19th century. Niels Finsen's laboratory. Tissues of a human body are opaque for a violet part of radiation spectrum only due to the presence of blood in vessels. Let's press down an irradiated place until it turns white with a special glass, flat, convex, or bent in the formula rule. The pressing device has to be strongly poured by water for the patient not to be burnt. Niels Finsen, the Danish psychologist, the author of phototherapy theory. He has founded an institute of phototherapy in Copenhagen that is still working nowadays. He has found out that light retards bacteria growth and even kills them, being at a significant force and duration. He made a conclusion that the areas of red and dark blue light are the most effective ones. Red treats all chronic diseases, dark blue all sharp ones. This statement has become an axiom in modern medicine. As a recognition of Finsen's achievements in the fields of diseases treatment by the means of concentrated light radiation, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine in 1903. An idea about the healing nature of solar beams came to the scientist due to the behavior of his cat, who took solar baths with great pleasure, as all cats usually do. What for does it take these baths? In search of the answer to this question, the theory of the most safe treatment was born: the treatment by solar light. The light, having penetrated through the skin to the capillary network, influences the blood. We can see how the condition of the membrane is getting better because of that. These are the proteins porphyrins. They also react on the influence of light. Before the appearance of the photon, porphyrins were forming a compound called dimers. Thus, the structure of the membrane is getting hard. The light destroyed these dimers, rejuvenating the cell and returning to the membrane its lost properties. This is an erythrocyte. It can estimate the health of a cell in a ray. Erythrocytes bring oxygen, which is accumulated inside their cover. An erythrocyte carrying its precious load cannot get there. The membrane wall is too hard. And this membrane is viscid, penetrable, flexible. Erythrocyte penetrates it easily. The middle of the 19th century, France, Louis Pasteur's laboratory. Bacteria have been placed in test tubes painted in dark blue, red, yellow and green colors. On glass they have put figures that show the duration of light influence. Bacteria in dark blue and red test tubes were the first to be lost, except those hidden behind the figures. By the sleeve pattern, it was easy to find out for how long the test tube was irradiated. Louis Pasteur, the founder of modern microbiology. He paid a great attention to the influence of light on the organism. The introduction of phototherapy led to fast series of complaints. The stomach weight disappeared, body temperature normalized. After the flare-up of irritable colon syndrome, dysbacteriosis, a decision was made to introduce endogenous phototherapy. Patient F took a photon pill. We can see natural microflora of the intestine getting replaced by the pathogenic one. The bacteria that are to work with the food lump are eliminated too. As a result, the food getting into the stomach is not digested completely. The pill begins to interact with the Peyer's patches. These are lymphocyte clusters, which are responsible for cell immunity. They produce secretory immunoglobulin A, which is to protect mucous membranes of the organism from external agents. The scientists of Tomsk Research Institute of Pharmacy and the specialists of Duna Medico-Ecological Center decided to create a midget luminodiode device. That is how the photon pill appeared. The designers created it on the basis of the so-called Kremlin pill, but beside the electric pulses, beams of red and green spectrums were put inside. Photon pill or autonomous electrophotostimulator is a small capsule, 22 mm in length and 11 mm in diameter. It consists of two equal hemispheres that serve as electrodes. They are connected via an isolating bushing that is absolutely transparent and transmits beams of light. The capsule has a built-in micro power supply block that generates electric pulses light. The pill is made of biologically inert materials. The hemispheres are made of stainless steel and the bushing from transparent plastic. These materials are absolutely harmless for the organism. Moving along the intestine inch by inch, the light of the photon pill activates the development of healthy cells, regenerating the microflora and stimulates the production of secretory immunoglobulin A, exposing the Peyer's patches to the effect of light. After such a trip, the organism acquires excellent immunity. The border of the 19th and the 20th centuries, Russia. The military medic Minin proposed disease treatment by rub with electric bulb, which was turned on. Using this method, they treated blood strokes, consequences of rheumatoid arthritis, rhinitis, also gonorrhea and some other venereal diseases, which were widespread in Russia in those years. Neither Russian nor foreign scientists could explain effects of phototherapy in that time, but the absence of theoretical basis didn't belittle the practical results of treatment by light. In the beginning of the 20th century, the famous Russian neurologist Bekhterev published a book, Phototherapy in the Treatment of Nerve Diseases, in which he established the basics of modern understanding of this method. In the middle 60s of the 20th century, it was discovered that the infrared part of visible light spectrum had the greatest biological influence on the tissues of a human organism. Now it is used in the luminodiode phototherapy device such as sunlight. Action of the sunlight device is based on the photophysical and photochemical processes of interaction between biotissues and cells with a portion of optical radiation visible spectrum, namely red, infrared, dark blue and green colors. Specific influence of a certain spectrum of optical radiation on cells and tissues causes the improvement of standard biological reactions of organisms, stimulates growth of the cells, their reproduction, etc. The unicity of the device is in the fact that phototherapy has practically no contraindications and can be used in the treatment of adults and children. The devices can be used in the majority of fields of medicine, both independent and combined with medical treatment methods. Sunlight is used in treatment of the diseases of locomotor and respiratory systems, cardiovascular diseases, in obstetrics and gynecology, dermatology, surgery and other fields of medicine. Clinical research on the use of this device in different fields are in progress, and so the range of its application is wider every year. Patient F, hospitalized with a diagnosis chronic gastritis, doesn't have any complaints of the pains in the stomach after the treatment with the help of endogenous phototherapy. Patient F is well again.